Do 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 do. Is this loud enough? All right. Okay, so following up on the live stream I did with North Star, and when I put out the question to list there, it was just like, whoa, look at that, so many tickers, a lot of stuff. And North Star did some pre-work, try to get as many as he could, but there's so many that are left out there that there's probably a hidden gem in there. There's probably a 10 bagger. It takes time, guys, to do all this. Eventually, maybe more of you are going to start doing a TA and start putting out charts, and so we could start sharing, and maybe as like a community, we have more and more TA guys that are identifying A++ setups. But there was one, I wanted to go back through that list and try to do some more. So it's probably going to generate a few more podcasts, and I'll try to pump them out, and either with live stream with North Star, or I'll just try to do some to bridge the gap. And right now, Don Durrett did a great effort. I liked it. Nice little spreadsheet, and you kind of see what he's looking at. He put the name, he put the symbol, the last time he checked. That makes a lot of sense. He has a rating system. Maybe someday he could explain us how this works. I don't know if it's based on price or sell stops, but look, it's got pretty much everything. And even for guys who likes looking at a market cap to know if you're dealing with micro cap, big cap, it's got some cool stuff there. So I decided to take that list as a starter and I just pumped it here, and I think we're going to go through those. I'll do my monthly, and then maybe drill down and see which ones. I could probably put them in order of how I think they're setting up, guys. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is just the order I got from his list. Thank you, Don. Okay, monthly chart. What do you have here? This is my setup. I get a lot of information right here. So I'm just going to try. Kind of looks like this here, right? I do it on the closes. Descending trend line. One hit, 2 hits, breakout in April, and then consolidation above that monthly defined breakout line, letting the moving averages, the 1 year really start angling upwards, 3 years starting to flatten, pull back to that breakout line, that paradigm shift line, which is also, here you have monthly defined resistance, now turns support. You see that wick during the month, it was probably hard drop here, but the price action came back up. But right now what I see is we're below that peak volume. So right now we're on the wrong side of that peak volume. So pretty much a contrarian entry here. Look at that distance. We're really getting close to a bullish cross. This is when most people are scared. But this is a low risk entry right here. So you're getting close. Maybe you could dip down to test that monthly defined support. Resistance turns support. But here you have a confluence of synergy of support, which in a bull market, you have to have confidence that this will resolve upwards. The stock had a strong breakout. You see that move? That's the initial move that created that. But you're still in the bull power zone. So right now, if we're going to pull back, we're going to bounce back from here, that means the stock's going to go back upwards, and the stock is going to stay in that bull power zone. So it's probably a low risk entry here. There will be some monthly defined resistance, volume defined resistance when we get back up here. But other than that, this one is looking not that bad, guys. Not that bad. So if it pulls back up here, and once it slides up, where is my... And once it slides back above 123, 125, then, hey, I don't want a double-ended arrow. Single. And let's make it thinner. Then after that, we have a slide to 169. And if it goes over that bump, maybe go all the way to $2. So low risk entry, possible one bagger coming up for Paramount Gold. GGM, this one I flagged it already. Nice same type of setup, paradigm shift trend line. The 1 year moving average catching up. See, it looks kind of like PZG, right? But this one is also fighting to stay above some monthly defined volume right here. But again, in the bull market, this is just a natural pullback. I would expect this to eventually test that horizontal breakout line, test that paradigm shift trend line, and look at those moving averages coming up. So right now, this one has already broken out and is looking for a bounce back up, guys. Look at that. Still got some room to go up in the bull power zone, and we're closing in on that 1 year moving average. So that's signaling a lower risk entry. The closer you are to that 1 year moving average in the weight of evidence, which is still bullish, where you're above these monthly defined trend lines, it's a low risk entry, especially again, weight of evidence, precious bull market in gold, silver. So this one is not that bad, guys. GGM kind of looks like PZG, right? Yeah, nice technical setup, very nice, both of those. Falco Resources. Let me shrink that here a little bit. Not too much. Okay, just like that. You see those bases broke out, first violent explosion out of the base, starting to slow down that 3 year moving average. You see, you're hitting that monthly defined descending trend line on the smaller time frames. Oh, price action going down. Here's my base. Volume defined base. There's a strong base right here. Broke out. Right now it's consolidating, and it has a nice, there's some support right here, and it's fighting its way. It's actually now below a little bit of, so it's creating another volume node. Once that resolves upwards, that's going to be the next strong base to launch it. And you're probably starting to see the pattern of what I'm looking at. Where is my, right here. And once we're above that trend line, that paradigm shift trend line, we're going to have a volume defined slide. It might halt a little bit here around 57 cents. But after that, it should vacuum up all the way to 94 cents. And then after that, once it's up above that, it should go up at 150, 175. So where's the price action now? It's around 44 cents. Getting close to that 1 year moving average. It's in the bull power zone. Starting to angle downwards. We see how it is. It angles downwards and then it goes back up. So this is getting close to an entry. I don't know how much more it could pull back. Can it pull back all the way back down to 36 cents? It kind of did it here. It could do it maybe again. But this is probably a zone where you probably want to start thinking about buying if ever you get a dip in that 39 to 43 zone. Those are all great areas. Check it out. The thing is with these miners, when you put a Fibonacci retracement, where is it? Fib. How come I don't know by heart? So from the bottom. So it already retraced 38%. How come my 50 is not there? 58. But it could retrace all the way to 50 on the way back down to 38 cents. So it's up to you. If you're able to, if you're not leveraged and you're able to live through an additional 10, 15, 20% down before it goes back up, you could start positioning in. Or if you're patient, you could just wait a little bit for it to drop down a little bit more. All right, that one's pretty cool. I like them. See, they're all starting to wake up. Different speeds, not all at the same time. OTSO Gold Corp. What am I looking at? You should be telling me, Patrick, there's a trend line. Don't you see it? You're so slow. 1, 2, 3 tests, just beautiful. And right now consolidating, still doing higher lows. Oh, below the 1 year moving average. This one's having a little difficulty. It's trying to fight its way through that huge volume defined base. It's still in it. So this one's still working out. So you could draw trend lines on the chart, you could draw trend lines on the stock, and you see right now it just hit that stock. It's heading back downwards. So it's still early. It's still trying to figure out where it's going to go. But you're still doing higher lows. I wouldn't want it to go below that volume defined base. So let's see if this could start turning around, if it could start getting some closes above that 1 year moving average to get back on the positive side and start sliding. See that here's the peak volume, 0.06 cents. So if you get back above that, then if that starts sliding up, this could probably be a low risk entry. Something like that. So it's getting squeezed. Very contrarian entry right here. And that's where it is also. It's not pulling back above an important break line. It's actually in the early stages of figuring out if it wants to slide back up or crash to the bottom, which could happen. But that's where it is right now, guys. OTSO Gold Corp. AUMB 1911 Gold Corp. Ooh, not much data. Already in a bull power zone. Bull power zone. What's kind of cool is after exploding to above 193% above its 1 year moving average, it's starting to pull back, creating a lower risk entry. Where's my pen? Pen, brush. Oh, yeah. Right here, it's starting to go down. But what's tough about this, here's the base. Here was the beautiful entry right here at 36 cents, broke out. Corrections, remember, it's either, a lot of people just think it's price, but correction is price and or time. And you see sometimes, oh, look, it has to correct. It has to go back down to the moving average or test that breakout line. It doesn't have to do that. It could just wait a little bit of time and the moving average is just going to keep going up. And here you see it just consolidated slightly over time and just exploded, consolidated slightly over time. It doesn't have to go all the way back here. So your entry points could always be higher and higher even after consolidation. See, your distance from the 12-month moving average is going downwards, but you're so much higher than when you were back here, even if you were distanced more. So this one, what I would do is I would probably zoom in on the daily chart. And that would give you another view for those nice consolidation patterns. Look at that, just so beautiful. Distance away, pull back. Oh, I want to buy in the breakout. Well, probably get a better entry here. Pull back. A lot of people would buy here. But then after that, here would be the low risk entry right here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sideways move, just going down, even dipping below the 50-day moving average. And that's not set in stone. These 50-day moving averages, 200, everybody looks at those. But you could adapt them to the chart to have a best fit. So if you've noticed the behavior of that chart, it always likes to dip a little lower. Maybe it needs a different moving average. It means maybe it needs a moving average that's a little longer. Look at the beautiful trading view, how good it is. See? So maybe the next time when you were looking for a pullback and you say, oh, it's going to crash, it's below 50-day moving average. Well, maybe this one reacts better to 64. And you see if look at that. Again, a lot of people bought here, but the best entry is probably right here on that continuation breakout. Where's my box? And you see all that volume on the daily chart starting creating a nice base. So you're above the base, volume defined base. So this could probably be a good risk entry. And look at that, the stock. And starting to do lower lows. So hidden bullish divergence. The price is refusing to go lower, but the indicator went down, exhaustion. You'd even draw a trend line here. So right now, this could start turning around. We could start bouncing off that 50-day moving average. We're really close to that, or that 64-period moving average. So that's how I see that setup building up, guys. When you think it's despair, that's probably when it starts bouncing, and most people are going to wait. it's breaking out right here, and then they're going to start rebuying at 93. Sure, it's going to go up maybe a little bit more, and then it's going to go sideways, and then you're going to give up. So the contrarian plays in a bull market, it's buying around these areas right here. Look at that, beautiful. Look at these mountains. Fear right here. This one's looking pretty sweet. It could go a little lower, but this is a low risk area. Even to get back to those previous highs, it's like already a 50% move. So 1911 gold looks pretty mature. INV metals. Oh, this one, okay, on the daily chart. This one's having a hard time on the daily chart. Let's look at the big picture. Yeah. Okay, so what are we dealing with here? Okay, so here is a long-term trend line. So if ever the price action gets all the way up here to around $2-3, we could expect a slowdown right there. Here is my horizontal breakout line. I call this a while, previous support. If it breaks down, that becomes resistance. People want to buy here. They want to sell here once we get back here. Tested a lot of months. Been testing that. So that 98 cents, $1, really important. Here, try to go above. Month close below. Always wait for the end of the month. And right now, it's pulling back to the 1 year, 3 year moving average. And pretty much in no man's land right now. I would really like to see on the smaller time frame start seeing it turn up. It doesn't mean this is going to keep going down, but you want A++ setups. You want to get them once they're starting to turn upwards, right? You don't want to lock in your capital in a stock that needs 1, 2, 3, 4 months to start turning around, breaking out. You want to get those that are really starting to turn up. Either that broke out and are pulling back, and then they've already proven they've broken out in simple correction. But this one has not proven that it broke out correctly. It did here. See, sometimes I look at the charts. And this, you could say it's a smaller time frame, so it's testing that trend line. I really like to see a wick here. I really like to see how the month closes. If the buyers could come in and keep that price action up. And starting to see it turn around. So we might be a week or two early to judge INV metals. But right now, this is probably to keep on the watch list. Go West, GWA. What is happening here? All right. Where is Patrick going to draw his trend lines? Okay, this one here. And remember, trend lines are free. Draw as many as you want. And I got all these charts on the log chart because I like it. Okay, so here's the big pattern. Really down in the abyss. Declining 3 year moving average, but above a 1 year moving average. So that's already the wake up signal. Consolidating above. Even actually trying to break out right now. The gap ups I don't really care for. I like the closes. Monthly close, gap up, but it closed below. Gap up, close below. But right now, if it could close a month above 36 cents, this could be the embryonic breakout, the start. So this one could be a really good entry point right now. When you're starting to cross over also from the bottom territory of the stock, the bearish territory to the bullish territory, big price gains are done right here. And people usually wake up when we get to the overbought. But right now, this is pretty embryonic, guys. This is looking pretty good. So when you zoom out, and here are the potential moves before you hit some monthly defined resistance. It could be all the way up here to this trend line here. So that's around $1.50, $1.70, $1.85. $3 a little higher up if you could break out above that. And usually how these work out is, where's my pen? So eventually, let's say we go all the way up here. If we break out, you hit that. Oh, that's resistance. Oh, now that resistance is support, and and then you break out and you continue. So that's how I imagine those scenarios. And what about where's my rectangle? Yeah, and here's the volume. So we're starting to slide above. If we could slide above that, then we know that, and where's my curve line? Yeah, this could actually go all the way to 71, and then after that go all the way up here to about 135. So pretty interesting, very contrarian right here, very early stage. And yeah, that one's not that bad there. GWA. Don, good. Is there fundamentals behind those picks? Because they're looking not that bad technically. Oh, this one I've checked before. There's a line. Oh, look at that. When that breaks out above this, it's going to be insane. Now kind of far away, stretched. So we did that strong move. Look at the stock. Trend lines. Explosion. Big move. So we're now in that kind of that stage 2. It's reached its first bullish explosion. And now it's where a lot of people get trapped. A lot of people bought here, but they didn't notice that there was a monthly defined trend line right here, slowing down the price action. So what's going to happen here is the 1 year moving average is going to catch up. 3 years going to start to flatten, and we're going to get an area where this consolidates. And a lot of people are going to lose patience. So right here is going to be a consolidation area. It's going to start creating a stronger volume node. And once that base is done, hopefully we're going to be on the good side of it. And it's going to slide up. Ooh, here's probably another congestion area. It's going to slide up, test again that descending trend line, that congestion area. And then after that, the sky's the limit. So we're at 47 cents. A little patience required. Then after that, once we've doubled and busted through that 81, 82 cents, then sky's the limit right here. Log chart, 2-bagger, 3-bagger, whatever it is. And you see now that you're kind of far away from that 1 year moving average. Not the time to buy. Just let it. Trust me, it's gonna play around here. And once the moving average is catched up, that means consolidation will be done, and then you'll get a lower risk entry. But definitely, this is gonna be a big move once it busts above that descending trend line. I like it. Spanish Mountain, huge base. I think this one, I must have covered it, or I forget who. Same thing here. Look at that. You're seeing the trend lines. Look at that. The stock. Hey. There's a stock. Even right here. Exploded. Retest. Exploded. Price action following that heartbeat. Explosion out. And right now, there's pretty much no man's land. So we're going to have to zoom in on the daily chart to see what's up. You're far away from that 1 year moving average. Your only chance, if you wanted really to get in, is to look on the daily chart. And look at that. Daily chart from the 50-day moving average. We're getting pretty close. So getting a good high fear entry point. And you know the higher trend is in your favor. But it still has some consolidation to do. So you really want this to resolve. Broke out, descending, 50-day moving average. So here's probably going to be a good bounce. It's starting to create a small volume node. I always rather monthly defined base being close to my monthly defined base, so I know there's a lot of juice. And here's my monthly defined base. Because if ever this fails, it's really bad scenario where you're going to go all the way back down here. In the bull market, the odds are lower to do that. But if you already had a core position and you thought about adding on the Spanish Mountain Gold because you really like them, then you're really at an entry right here where this should bounce. If it doesn't bounce, well, the risk is going back down here, 18, 19 cents. That's the way I see it. I like when there's harmony, when the daily chart and the monthly chart, they have breakouts close together. You know, you have that at that conjuncture of time. You're not risking too much because the daily and the monthly are breaking out at the same time at a close price point. Stock going down. Even you see right here, you did lower highs, lower lows on the stock. Or flat, but the price action refused to go down. Very bullish, hidden bullish divergence. So you could kind of wait if you wanted to see that turn around and break out above here, and it's probably going to do the same right thing like that there. Man, the stocks, they're looking nice. All these stickers, different patterns. Some have the same type of evolution pattern. The more you look at them, the more you're starting to see which ones led to A++ setups, which ones broke out, which ones retested and continued upwards. And look at that. Oh, this one is nice. Right away I could tell. Okay, so here's my long-term time frame, my long-term resistance that we might hit. But right away, the first thing that I notice is visually, I have a strong base, and I'm above it. I love it. So it's breaking out. If the month could close above, you have this classic vacuum-defined slide. So this thing could really start moving fast once we're above that. We're in the bull power zone. Look at that long-term stock breakout, retest. You see how it exploded? Some of the stocks I've shown you there, the stock was going back down, and you know those pivot lines, once they're retested, they're nice jump points. There's even that corresponding price action trend line right here. So this one is looking pretty good. Even you have a horizontal breakout line right here, about 12 cents. This is a low risk entry right here. It looks like you could always find worries. It's going to pull back down to that paradigm shift line, trend line. But with this volume defined base, I put those odds of retesting that line lower, and it's more that horizontal support, that previous resistance, which is now support, should hold you up. But in the worst case, the down would be 13 cents, 13.50, and maybe go back all the way down to 8 cents. Another 50% retrace. But the upside right now is nice because you could slow down right here about 22 cents. So one bagger, 23 cents. And once you're above that, look at that. Sliding up. So pretty sweet list done. I hope, give me feedback on how you think I see these charts. And I'll try to go down through the other charts that I saw, guys. And maybe next time when I do I ask for all those tickers, I'm just going to say, give me the $ with the ticker, no explanations. Because behind, I could pump that in one of my Linux terminals, and it's easier for me to sort all that out and see which ones are more popular, and I could give priority to those maybe. All right, guys. See ya later. Ciao, guys. Do 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 do.